We've seen that AI tools can turn natural language into a functional user interface, but there's a big gap between that and building enterprise apps that are connected to your data, running in production, and built securely. That's why we've built the industry's first enterprise AppGen platform. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's say I want to build a tool to triage failed shipments. I start by describing what I need in natural language: the ability to filter failed deliveries, assign owners, write updates, and sync changes back to my shipment database. Just like how you might pull a coworker into a conversation, you can specifically app mention their database in your prompt. If I want to be more specific about which resources my app needs access to, I can specify those ahead of time as well. Instead of jumping straight into building, Retool looks at my existing data and starts to build out a plan. Since all of this planning is in Retool itself, it can take into context any of the resources where my business data lives, inspect the schema of each of those sources, and build a plan to integrate this data into my application, safely and securely. After I approve this plan, you'll see components start to appear on the canvas in real time, queries being written and configured, and be able to see exactly what's happening as the pieces of my app are connected together according to the plan. And this is where Retool continues to shine. Instead of having to reprompt for each individual change or update, we can drag the components around, update them using the inspector, or even edit the code inside of our generated queries manually. After a couple minutes, we have our app. It's not a mockup or a skeleton of what we asked for, it's a fully working app. The filters work, the forms write data back to our data source, and the layout gives users exactly what they need. Once all of our changes are in, our app is ready to publish, and it really is as easy as clicking the publish button. Because our app is built in Retool, I don't need to think about wiring up authentication, setting up role-based access, or figuring out where to store our logs. All of that is handled for me thanks to the governance features of the Retool platform. When I hit publish, I'm not just releasing a prototype, I'm shipping something that's custom built and ready to use. But building new apps is just half the story. Most development time is spent maintaining existing software by adding new features and adapting to new requirements. Oftentimes, that means jumping into the deep end with an app that you didn't build and having to understand how it works. Let's say we've been tasked with making edits to our quarterly access review tool. Managers use this app to see which employees have access to which systems and either approve or revoke that access. There's a lot going on here, but we can ask for an explanation of how a certain component works or where the data in a particular portion of our app is coming from. This is a super helpful way to get the lay of the land before we jump in and start making changes. Once we better understand the app we're editing, let's say we need to update one of the underlying queries. Retool interprets the request, shows me exactly what it's planning to change, and gives me the ability to review and approve the updated query. Only then do the changes go live, with no surprises and no AI overreach. Every change is versioned, so I can experiment without being afraid of losing any work, and I can roll back anytime I need to. This massive shift in software creation is happening right now, and you can ride that wave with apps that are built on your data, deployed in your cloud, and secure by default using Retool's Enterprise AppGen platform. Everything you've seen here is now available in our public beta, so head over to retool.com or look for the assist icon in your app editor to get started. We can't wait to see what you build.